We are a couple that voted for different people.
Yeah.
I just canceled out his vote from yesterday. I have a more sense of humor about it, but I voted for Elizabeth Warren.
Okay. I voted for Bernie Sanders. For Bernie Sanders, it was Medicare for all and also the Green New Deal.
I've just always been a Warren fan. I worked at the Alex Theater. She came and did a talk. I just think she's knowledgeable about all sorts of issues, and I think she's been consistent for years, and it's her chance, so I hope it goes well for her.
I voted for Bernie because, I mean, honestly, times I've switched like insurances, absolutely nuts. Like, oh, you can't pick up your meds here, or oh, whatever. It's like, oh my god. Like, came across Measure 13. I was like, okay, kind of looked into it. There were a couple of little arguments here and there. I was like, you know what? It sounds like they're trying to skew it in the wrong way, but it sounds like it's the right thing. But when I read about R, like, I literally was like, I look at my phone, and they were like, yeah, that's fine. I was like, okay. I honestly, I feel bad, but yeah, I was like, sure, let's. That sounds like a good thing. Like, I feel like there's nothing that they could twist this into.
I am a Republican, but maybe I'm gonna switch today. I mean, this time for the Democrat. I don't know if I like the policy of Trump, but it's okay, you know. It's just that sometimes you don't like the character itself, you know. Sometimes they are obnoxious, you know, and not in jive with the rest of, you know, our moral conduct or etiquette, you know.
Leaning towards Bernie versus the vice president or Biden, somewhere like that way. See, it depends. It's their own preference. Like, maybe because you feel that one person's kind of like he or she is too liberal, moderate, or hardline in terms of his or her standpoint. Sometimes they don't even follow their promises. So let's say like the person's economic standpoint has to be he or she has said this way, but once that particular person is in power, some of these promises have not even continued on.
I came to the library to vote because I love that. I can do it anywhere in LA right now because the library is a beautiful location, and if people haven't checked it out, it's a great place to go. Also, I voted for Elizabeth Warren because I am a woman and she represents me. I also am a former student with a lot of loans, and I appreciate all the work that she does. And I also think that of all of the candidates, she is extremely calm and collected, and I really appreciate that. I went to her rally in Long Beach a while ago. I think that as long as the people who want to vote for her vote for her, then I think she has a chance, for sure. Yeah. There's a lot of us. I used to work at Planned Parenthood, so for me, reproductive justice is a huge issue. I do appreciate that most of the candidates have talked about Planned Parenthood and reproductive rights in one way or another, and so that is a big deal for me. I also really support women running for Senate and running for different things, so I look to organizations like Emily's List, and they just endorsed Warren today, which was exciting. And I mean, a huge issue for me is just like the rights of the people who are underserved, people who are students, who are former students, who are in debt. All of those things, I feel like we as a community can really come together and help those people in any way we can.
I'm definitely voting for President Donald J. Trump, and what's important to me is better business. Better business. That's what's on the top of my mind right now. So to vote for Donald J. Trump for better business, and have that be a first step towards the many, intricate social problems that we have today that lie in how one treats another, where it is supposed to be more kind and tolerant, but is instinctually mean and intolerant for how most people are going through with and in business. So to vote for Donald J. Trump for better business, that for having those things met in the needs, people can be more kind and tolerant to each other more easy, and without the difficulty of doing just those things in human behavior without those needs met. When it comes to money, that's what people want, that's what people need, and to be educated financially, to be able to make money and make money sanely, safely, and soundly. You know, that's what him and his people can help with as the commander-in-chief. And that's sure outside of politics, but sometimes you have to step out of something to step back into it with a better attitude or a clearer mind. And with the politics of Donald J. Trump, that's how I see it. That's how I see it.
That combination of not just having ideas, but having how to implement ideas. And you know, as much as Bernie, and I love Bernie all that, you know, his integrity is unmatched. I mean, the man's been walking since the '60s, so you know, and his character cannot be impinged. But he says a lot of things that I go, and whereas Warren says the things and then has a plan. I watched the Iowa thing all night long. They went through the 3 hours and how they did it, and I went, oh my God, this is a screwed up system. I did not know how this. The 15% not viable, then you just move to other groups, and now they get nothing? I'm like, yeah, so the caucus system has to go. The primaries, they have to find a way to balance it better. No, not one and one. Like the first day should have at least 6 maybe of varying size states, you know, big states, little states, so that there's a true representation from day one, as opposed to, you know, well, look what happened. Bernie went from just running away with Pete, and then all of a sudden, one South Carolina primary, the whole thing flipped on a dime. Biden knew that South Carolina was where he was going to have a shot, because the African American vote, and they love him, and you know, and look what it did. He got one endorsement, by that went bam, he went through the roof, and South Carolina was the biggest of the group. That's why he was able to catch up so fast. It's the craziness of the people who hate Bernie versus the people who love Bernie. That vitriol is something I just can't be a part of. That's why I'm not. I can't. I'm like, and it's sad. It's like somebody was talking today. How do you bring them back together? If this whole moderate wing is suddenly going to go after Bernie, if he wins it, how do they suddenly go, oh, here's our guy? Yeah. Biden struggles on his feet. You see it in the debates. He I think I was watching him the other day in an interview on MSNBC. 4 times he stopped himself mid-sentence and changed tack. You put him and Trump on a debate stage together, that could be unwatchable. It'll just be, I don't know what do we have a third choice? Bernie he stays on point, he stays on message. So, and he's clear about what he says. Get the debates. Will people look at Biden and go, Urgh. But Bernie, it'll be policy, Biden, it'll be performance.